All right. Hello, everyone. We're right here at the top of the hour. You're listening to WZMB 91.3. This is my show. It's a B thing. My name is Bryce. I'm so excited to be here with you guys today. We've got a chill show planned for you. I've got a special guest. He's going to introduce himself during my next talk break. He's going to play some tunes for you. And we're just going to yap. You know how it is. Last week we did a pretty, kind of serious talk show. So we'll see where the day takes us. I hope you guys have had a wonderful week. It's a nice Friday. It's a little chilly outside. I'm so excited. And I don't like the cold, but it's Halloween, so I guess it's fine if it's cold because it means that it's fall. I'll take the trade, basically, because I'm ready for Halloween. I'm so excited. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk costumes. It's my Super Bowl. You already know. Let's get excited. Let's listen to some tunes first, though, because I'm just feeling it. I want some music to get me in the vibe. So we're going to listen to Sasha Keeble with Feel Something. Enjoy.
All right, guys. That was the Hello Crows by Red Flag. And my name is JeryElijah, and I am so happy to be here today with the DJ Bryce.
We're so excited. Wait, y'all ready for this? How excited are we? Yay! Yay! Guys, I already know Mr. JeryElijah. He's actually listened in on a show with me before, and we've decided to run it back because you got to be hopefully hearing Jery on the air real soon.
Hopefully.
All right, Jery, you want to introduce yourself? Tell them your major. What do you do here at ECU?
Well, like I said, my name is JeryElijah, guys, and I am a double major in communications and professional acting.
He copied me.
I think Bryce copied me. But honestly, I love what I do here. I love acting. I love entertainment. And honestly, I think that's what we're going to talk to about.
It is. Okay, we both in our acting bag. We're both in our artist thing.
Yeah,
we clearly love music. We're trying to work here at the radio station. I have been thinking a lot about what makes a person an artist and how I think that not everybody who makes art, who acts, who does film, who makes music is an artist.
Okay, yeah.
And it's an important distinction for me because I think I consider myself an artist.
Yeah.
And that's a huge part of my identity. And part of what I think about when going to school with it, and you can tap in here on this one, is I've noticed that when my friends or acquaintances within the School of Theater or the School of Music, where the artists be at, and my experiences when I went to art school, is that there's one group of people who kind of view their art, view acting, view music, view whatever it is, film, graphic design, as something to conquer, something to win at, to be the best at, because, I want to be at the height of my career, and it's something that I'm trying to attain for myself.
Yeah. I think personally, I think that when it comes to acting, you can never be the best at it.
True.
And honestly, in my opinion, if you think you are the best at acting, then you should no longer be acting.
Well, yes.
Because
if you think you've learned all you can.
Yes.
What are we doing?
Exactly, because acting is something that you keep growing on.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it means to be an artist in my book.
Yes,
something
to be a lifelong learner.
Yes,
mm-hmm.
Yes.
I feel like for me, I'm I do this because it is what I was put on this earth to do.
Yes.
Not because it's what I want to do, not because it's what I think I should do, but because everything in my mind and body is telling me and lends itself to my craft. It is what I was literally built and structured to do. Every skill that I have makes me a better performer, makes me a better artist, makes me a better leader, and able to have the jobs that I've had both in theater, in film, and things like that. And so when I like to talk about, theater or my art or whatever, I want to talk about the science behind it, the why I love it so much, why it works. And I've caught myself in conversations with people who they prefer to have conversations, nothing wrong with these conversations, just a difference of how do I be the best and what's the logic behind it. What show should we do to get the most money, and who's going to be the best in this show for this reason? Where I'm like, what's the story that I want to tell, and what is going to make people like impact somebody? It's about impacting someone. It's about like a higher purpose outside of myself as what can I do in this show? It's what can this show do for people?
Yeah,
maybe.
how can this show make people feel?
Yes,
Yeah.
something like that. This is something I'm developing, so y'all know I don't always have the right words when I come on here. I try to add each week as I'm figuring out my feelings. But we talked a little bit about this when I talked about AI and how I think we need more emphasis on artists as individuals, and how really society is nothing without this act of creation. Humans are nothing. It's innate. So I've just noticed some differences in the way that I think about it recently, and it's interesting to me. Yeah. We're going to play some more songs. We'll come back. We're going to yap some more about this. I've got Chase Shakur with Focus on Me, and then Tyler, the Creator. Jery's so excited. We got Sugar on My Tongue right after that, so you better stay tuned and come back and listen to us talk, all right?
Focus on me. You're the only girl.
Just trust me.
All right, that was Tyler, the Creator with Sugar on My Tongue. What an album. What an album. I love it. I love this new, we're segueing. We're going to talk about the album for a second.
Yeah.
So I need to talk about it.
Yeah.
I love this new, is it right to say 80s dance club culture that we're seeing in music recently? I feel like there's multiple albums that have done this. Hear Me Out, Sabrina's new album did it, I think. So it's literally across genres.
Yeah.
This trend has been happening, and Jery knows. I love to dance. I love to dance. It's my favorite thing on earth. And so I love that Tyler, his whole intention with the album was get sweaty, go out and dance, bring back dance club culture. I agree.
Yeah, literally, you cannot sit down while listening to this song. It was one of the rules.
It's so good. And the concept of because y'all know, I actually don't know how much I've talked about this. I've talked about it a little bit, but I was raised on OG East Coast, West Coast rap. Okay. My mom, she let me know. So, you have the original beef, and then they sort of brought in this second generation. Pharrell started producing, right? Then you have Kendrick comes. This is where Kendrick and Drake come in. And then you have Tyler. Then you have Frank, right? They're considered this secondary generation on these original two sides of rap and R&B. Mm-hmm. Oh, but Tyler has basically created this album with the intention of being I am in my own league. There is no competing with me. That's the whole point of the album cover. That's Big Poe. That was the message he was sending. It was I'm on a tour for Chromacopia. I just dropped this insane concept album on a Monday.
Yeah.
Dropped it on a Monday, which I didn't need to do because you're supposed to drop it on Fridays for the charts, but I just chose to do that for my people, right? And now, look, I'm just going to write and produce this entire album while I'm on tour. And did you see when his choreographer had posted, or his choreographer or someone he works with, one of the producers, being Tyler is an otherworldly talent.
He is.
No one
Absolutely
does it
is.
like him. And I have been on that since 2017. Okay?
Did you watch the music video for Sugar on My Tongue?
Well, yes.
Absolutely love it. I love his music videos. I love how
He's a genius.
I love how they can switch up so quickly. I absolutely love that.
His vision, his fashion sense, all of it. He's such. And we're talking about artists, baby. He's a true artist.
He's a creative.
He's a
genius.
creative. That's what I was about to say.
Creative genius. Yes.
So that just made my whole summer. I'm obsessed with it. I'm not going to lie.
Oh yeah, I love the whole album.
I love the whole album. I think it's
the
genius.
whole album. I love it. Absolutely love it.
As he should. Yes, the message. Yes, it's perfect to me.
Yes, as he should.
As he should. All right, we're gonna keep talking about some artists. We're gonna keep talking about being an artist because we both are. Y'all know who it is. You consider yourself? Yeah.
Yeah, I consider myself
Okay.
an artist. I try. I think
All
so.
right.
I think so.
So I'll give you some. You don't have to get all crazy psychological on here because that's how I roll.
Yes, it is.
It's all right. I'll give you some questions. I'll give you some prompts and we can discuss.
Right.
Okay. So, firstly, I just want to know, how do you sort of compartmentalize your artistry for yourself personally? Like, how does it impact your sense of self and like guide you essentially?
Well, honestly, I don't think the same with you. I don't think I would be on this earth if it didn't come with me being an artist. All my life, I have been molded and crafted into the artist I'm trying to become, because I'm still not there yet, and hopefully I'll keep learning. But I don't ever want to be at the top, because again, artists can't be at the top.
What's that saying about how you should always surround yourself with people with skill levels higher than you, equal to you, and lower than you?
Yeah.
Like, so that you're constantly learning.
So you're constantly knowing.
Yes, I fear yes. That's my dream, to be a lifelong learner.
Mm-hmm.
That's my end goal, is to have like just, diverse experiences, be around a community of artists of different skill sets. That is one thing that like being at art school was really cool, where like you see how the diversity of skills helps to build a production, build a show, or build a piece or something of like, maybe we need that girl who knows an obnoxious amount about 17th century fabrics, and we also need the actor, and we also need the graphic designer, and we also need, and that was such a cool experience. So I do credit like my slightly different way of thinking that I've noticed recently about how I think about being an artist to having been able to go to art school. I will say probably because the structure is just so different.
Yeah.
But I've always been pretty intense with it. I'm not gonna lie. It's always been like the way my brain works. So that's why a lot of my family has told me like I should go into teaching and academia, and I've thought a lot about it, about being a professor or being a director.
I will say one thing that ECU has, like one thing that East Carolina has really shown me, especially like the theater department, is that just because I'm an actor doesn't make me the only artist in that department. We have people that are building the whole sets.
Yes.
Kids that are building whole sets.
Oh, and Legally Blonde?
Yes. Ooh,
that big giant house that's getting built.
I was in there yesterday. I was in there yesterday from like 2:30 to about 5:30, just helping them out and like just watching them and seeing where I could help out. And I talked to one of the students in there, and she told me she's been in there since 10:30 that morning.
Yep. Oh, and when I ran wigs, assistant wig designer for Sweeney, it's always so funny because I've talked about this before, but I work in tech theater like outside of our school. I've done it here at our school as well, but that's what I do like for my job to make money. And it was so funny because I was at Sweeney and running the costumes, and so we have to stay. You have to do laundry. If y'all don't know, like when you go see a show, hey, the people who are on that stage are sweating. The lights are really hot.
So hot.
Really hot. They're dancing an insane amount. It's Tommy Galaska. They're dancing, trust me. She's queen. She's amazing. And they're probably running around backstage to change. They've probably ran across that stage about 12 times. So they're dripping sweat. So there are people, that people is me and some of my friends, who stay after, and we have to wash their clothes. In between every single show, you like wash their underclothes and you spot clean anything else that needs cleaned with like costume spray. And so you gotta do all that laundry. You gotta restyle. I had to restyle all the wigs, all the things. So the actors, they leave at about like 11 o'clock. If you've ever seen videos as well of like actors leaving on Broadway from like stage door. But then you've got the people who are there until 1 o'clock. Because we're doing the laundry and mending fixes and restyling wigs or putting the prop table back together, resetting the stage, like sweeping the stage.
Yeah.
And I remember one of the actors texted me and was like, because I had posted something silly saying like, just got home. It's like 1 o'clock. And they're like, what? How'd you just get home? And I was like, that's my job.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there are lots of unsung heroes. This goes for theater and film. This is something I think about all the time, is like, I hate that the average viewer does not gain the understanding of just how many hands touch a piece of work before you see it. Like, especially when you talk about movies, because we're so used to these movies coming out so quickly and the trailer's coming out, then the movie comes out like a month or two later, when this movie has been worked on for 5, 7, 10 or more years before this. And there's stunt artists, there's stunt choreographers, there's intimacy coordinators, there's intimacy writers, there's a director, there's assistant directors, there's PAs, there's sound gaps, there's gaffers, there's like the smallest things. Somebody's got to, bring the snacks. Somebody's got to cut the hair. And all of these jobs are integral. Actually, I've decided what way I'm leaning in this, and you can lean in on this. This adds back to the AI thing of what I talked about the other week when I was discussing the Emmy Awards, was that I wish we placed more emphasis and appreciation on these jobs because it is something that we consume every day.
Yeah.
You sit and watch a TV show, you sit and watch a YouTube sketch series. Brittany Broski does the Broski Report, right? Good Mythical Morning. You might be thinking, oh, it's on YouTube, so it's just a person. No. It's an entire team of people. It's the same as watching a movie or a TV show, right? This is everywhere now. We've really professionalized most things you consume. Probably have people with degrees.
Yeah,
people
there's
with
whole teams behind
people with years of experience who are running the lights, editing the video, color grading it, doing CGI on it, doing audio mixing on it. These are really specialized skills that people have trained for and worked up in this industry to get these jobs. And number one, all of them are artists. Number two, each and every one of them deserves respect. Just because it's something that you consume, just because it's entertainment, does not mean that it's a less serious job. And that's something I think we take for granted. The ease with which you can access the art that these people are making. You can click any number of things just on Netflix alone, and you would never, ever know. And that's the point, because you're watching the finished product. You don't want to be able to know the work that went into it. But you would have no idea. You skip the credits. No one except for me stays until the end of the credits rolling at the movie theater unless it's a Marvel movie. You would have no idea just how many people are working on 1 second of footage in your favorite cartoon to animate it, right? You'd never know. And so this is part of why automating these industries is scary for me as an artist, and the reason why I've talked about this before. We've went on strike, we've protested against this. So that's why I went on that spiel the other week where I was talking about how any ounce of lessening support or doubt of people in the arts and their legitimacy and their need and for those careers and those roles is concerning for me, because these are, number one, people's livelihoods, and they deserve for it to be their livelihoods, even if you yourself might be working at a restaurant or a factory or in corporate, a more stereotypical path, because these are necessary jobs and skills. Clearly, you consume them, and you create a high demand for these jobs and these skills every day. Just because I think we assume that we saw this during the actor strike actually 2 years ago, where a lot of people tend to assume that every actor is making hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars per project, when Billy Porter was homeless in his car. And Billy Porter is I'm doing finger quotes here, A-list celebrity. It's interesting to me how out of reach all of this is for the average public who who has never seen a theater show maybe, or doesn't have an obnoxious theater kid family member, or, just is watching movies and isn't considering these things, maybe because they don't want to make movies like I do. They just want to watch the movies. Which I know I get in a lot of trouble with my friends because I predict every single movie before it ends, because that's what I like to do, is analyze all the time, constantly,
and
every
she
second.
Does do that, guys.
Every second of every day, including people. But I wish there was an easy way, and maybe we can talk about what that might look like, right? To show the average citizen and help them gain an appreciation for our craft. If you're an ECU student out there who's taking a Theater 1000 course or a dance appreciation course to get that credit, it's mandatory for you to go and see the shows.
It is.
So we've seen, a lot of new freshmen or whatever age, you know, just outside of our department have come and seen our dance concert that recently happened. This week is Stupid Effing Bird. This week is Melancholy Play, which Sean was here earlier and he is in, one of our DJs here at the station. In 2 weeks is my show, The Little Mermaid, and 2 weeks after that is our huge musical, Legally Blonde, which I know everyone's going to want to see. And so we've seen a bunch of, you know, people outside the department, family and friends, students to come see these shows. And unfortunately, hey, a lot of y'all are sitting on your phones. A lot of y'all are texting, watching Suits during the show, watching TV during the show. And I just want to say something, you know, a little silly here, but these shows are entertainment. So you don't got to watch the TV show while you're watching the play. And some of them, you know, Melancholy Play is a little bit complex. I understand. It is about people turning into almonds. So it's probably the most like obnoxious theater kids show there is.
Yeah.
But even something as simple as that, as like respecting your peers when you have to do something silly for a class that you might not want to do, but viewing it instead as a opportunity to experience a world that you know nothing about. Like, wow, this means so much to these people. This is so crazy. Like, they're a little family up there. And that viewing of it, which I think, number one, is what it brings a lot of people to want to do art, but also just is a more positive way of going to see a show that you're forced to see. And opens you up to learn something new, because you learn a lot from going to see these shows. You learn a lot from consuming all these different medias. That's the whole point. They teach you something. They ask you questions. They make you think or show you in acting something that you've actually experienced. And now you get to watch this from the third person and consider, like, did I live through that? And what was my experience like? Was it similar to this person up on stage? And what does that mean for me? So I just wish we could all be a little bit more open to that experience. Not everybody has to be so crazy like me. There are people who are theater majors who are not even half as crazy about it as me, because it can also just be a job. It can just be a job. For a lot of people, it's just a job. It's just money. It's just a good way for them to make money. For a lot of people, though, it's like me. And it's their whole life and their soul. And you should be open to seeing that. We should respect that, I think, as a society, and know that regardless, these are integral jobs and someone's life work that they're showing to you, that they're sharing with you. Every time an actor or a dancer or anyone gets on stage, specifically gets on camera, I'll extend it to camera. But stage is different.
Stage is different.
Stages. They are told, we are told, right, to literally bare our souls, that everything that we do when we step on stage is meant to take something from us, is meant to cost us something. So that's real for all of those random people who you don't know when you're going for your Theater 1000 class, who are up there singing Legally Blonde. Okay, they're singing Gay or European, they're singing Bend and Snap. We got Trained Dogs, you know, the craziness that you might be like, oh my gosh, this is so silly. Even if it's a silly, fun show like Legally Blonde, serious show like Melancholy Play, dance concert, whatever. Like, that is how serious it is for all of these kids and actors. So maybe knowing that, like, will help a little bit, I think. Because it's real. It costs you something. It should. That's the whole point. All right, we'll come back to this. We'll close it out. We're going to listen to some good music, because those last two songs, they were fire.
Fire.
We're continuing on that grind. Jery says he's never listened to Kalani before, so we're going to listen to Kalani with Nights Like This. This is featuring T.Y. $. Let's hear it. I haven't heard this one in a while. Enjoy.